Hi, my name is Brad McCoy and I've developed a piece of software that will interpret SQL. It can do most of the standard SQL that you all know, plus some non-standard SQL that I've added. On this video I will be demonstrating one of the non-standard capabilities called a dedupe. First we got to do is we have to create a couple test tables. I can highlight selected text and select text inside of this SQL script and run it, just the highlighted text. We now have the cars table. I want to insert these 7 rows, but I can do that with one statement, semicolon delimited rows. This is non-standard SQL again. Let's execute that. Now it didn't show anything, there's no results showing, but it just basically did what I told it to do with the SQL. We can see that by seeing the 7 rows in the data book below. Now we're going to make a couple suppression tables. We'll just see if we can do maybe both in one shot here. You notice down below it shows a selected. Since we ran 2 queries, the second query overwrote the first query, and there's only one query that can be shown down below at a time. So what we have is the second query, the results of the second query. So there's our cheap cars, there's our recalls, we got 1 row in each of those tables, and 7 rows in the cars table. Okay, I have some examples here. The first one, select all from cars, dedupe on make, model. This follows what I call the conservation of data. What that means is every record that comes in to the dedupe routine will be written out. So we have 6 rows in the uniques out of 7 rows coming in, so we're going to have 1 row in the matches. The Toyota Camry is our dupe, so in the matches tab we will have the Toyota Camry. Now on the suppression tab we will have nothing because we did not declare a suppression file. So let's do the next example. Select all from cars, cheap cars, priority 0, dedupe on make, model. This is the same as before, but now we're declaring a second table called cheap cars, and we're giving it a priority of 0. What this does is this makes cheap cars a suppression table. Let's run that. We have 5 rows in the uniques, 2 rows in the matches. We have the Toyota Camry came out and Ford F-150 because the suppression file pulled it out of the uniques. Again, we have 8 rows coming in and 8 rows coming out. Between the 3 tabs you're going to have all 8 rows. Next example is select all from cars, suppression join cheap cars on blah da 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 da. Okay, this is not a dedupe routine, this is a suppression join. This is again non-standard SQL. This is one that I made up. Let's go ahead and run that, and what we see is this does not follow the conservation of data. This is just a join. What it is we have 6 rows with 1 pulled out, and that is the one that matched the cheap cars. Ford F-150 got pulled out. You notice the Toyota Camry is still in there because a dedupe was not done. It was just a suppression join. As far as the cars.make and cars.model, that's just the way it needs to be written for it to work. It does not work if you go make, comma, model. Select all from cars, priority 0, cheap cars priority 0, dedupe on make, comma, model, save as unique cars. Okay, this puts them all together, and you notice the save as. What that gives you the capability of doing is saving your query results. It'll be a file in your working folder, and then later on you can open that up without rerunning the query. Again, we have our 3 tabs again on a standard dedupe. You'll see that another row is pulled out because of the recalls, the caprice. And it was saved out. So now we're going to open up that query, and there it is again. Now the thing is that since there's only not very many rows in the table, both seem to happen simultaneously, instantaneously. If there was a lot of records, a lot of rows, rerunning the query would take a little more time than just opening it back up. When you open it back up, it's almost instantaneous every time. Also, that gives you, okay, what I'm showing you here is you can take all the records on a tab and put it into tab delimited format, and that'll import right into Excel using a paste special routine. Makes it handy for using the tool in different applications. So what's also nice about saving your query out is you can actually use it in other SQL statements as if it was a table. Let's take off that into, I'm kind of jumping around here. Let's select all from unique cars dot uniques. What that does is pulls up just your uniques from the previous query, and you can use where clauses and all your other stuff, and use that data any way you want. Select it into a new table. That's dot notation that I use for splits. Again, that's non-standard SQL. If you like this software, want to check it out, it's at www.mccoyonlinestore.com. It's free for up to 1,000 records. You can do all the testing you want. Above that, I am asking for a little bit of payout.